Hi class, this is Miss Klutts again, and I wanted to go over the probability and statistics pretest, which is the best thing I can find for a review for your post-test. So let's look at the questions one by one and talk about them and see if I can help you do your very best on your post-test. Okay, number one, label the following graphs as having a positive, negative, or no association. I'm using the answer key, so if you want to follow along on yours, you can, or you can just watch this. But the first one, I personally can clearly see that these dots go up more or less. I hope you can see that. There's a more or less upward trend in the dots. If I was to draw my line of best fit through the middle of the dots, then it would be going from the left up to the right. So it's a positive association. The second one is just the opposite. If I draw my line of best fit, it's more or less going down if I draw my line through the middle of the dots on the graph. So it's a negative association because it's going down. The third one is no association because I'd have a line that just went everywhere. So it is a no association. Now, some people might get confused and say, well, wait a minute, it's a zero slope. Well, you could draw a line, but if you look, we have a positive, a negative, or no association. Zero slope is not an answer choice. So it's a no association. Number 4, or the fourth one, is again a positive association. But wait a minute, Miss Klutts, what about that one way down there? What is that one way down there called? Remember, that's called an outlier because it lies outside most of the data points. The next one has more or less a negative association. My line of best fit would be going down. And again, this would be an outlier. And on the last one, again, my line would go everywhere if I tried to draw a line of best fit. So it's a no association. Number 2, I think, is so easy. It says draw a box around the clusters on the graph. And you can see that they've drawn their 2 boxes because we have 2 clusters on this graph, 1 and 2. Yes, we could say more or less it's a positive trend on this data, but it didn't ask you that. It said draw a box around the clusters on the graph. So that's what you have to do. Read the directions and do what it says. And again, just for information, there's an outlier. Hope you think that one's easy. I think that one's easy. Number 3, all you have to do is remember that we are taking our graph and plotting it on our coordinate plane. Remember what Mr. Q always says. They said age first, so age is our X and hair length is our Y. So we go to X is 12 and Y is 8. And when we do that, we put a point at 12,8. Remember, our coordinate pair is always X, comma, y. So our x goes left and right. Our y goes up and down. Our next one would be 14, comma 6. So we go to 14 and over to 6, and we have a dot at 14, comma 6. 15, 15, 9, so we go to 15 and up to 9, but we also have 15, comma 13. So we go to 15 and all the way up to 13. So we have 2 dots on the X is 15. 16, comma 17, 16, 17. We have 18, comma 10, 18, 10. We have 19, comma 4. We have 20, comma 7. And 20, comma 13. Now, if this was a test question, you may want to make sure you didn't miss any by counting how many data points you should have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I should have 9 data points graphed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Check mark. We have all our data points graphed. Remember, you can only take the post test one time, so you want to get all of them correct the first time around.